Hello. Welcome back to school. This is going to be a crash course or whatever of the ear training and sight singing books and books that were actually recommended via the textbooks that I used. So the ones that I used at schooling will be like not announced or whatever. Okay, so again, just like the theory books, we're gonna start with the oldest first. This book is called an Introduction to Introduction to Sight Singing and Ear Training. This is the second edition. This book is like really old. I think its copyright is like in the early 1990s. And the book was more or less beat up when I got it. This was what we used for a little bit of the Aural Skills portion of the theory advanced placement. So this is more or less what we worked through. We didn't work through everything. The book is pretty sparse in the sense of like actual homework or stuff that's written down. I think it's because we just didn't have the time to do theory and Aural Skills at the same time. But like here there's some rhythm stuff written out. But this is one book that we used in advanced placement. I think if you dig around on the internet, you can still find this book. Your conditions may vary. The interesting thing is I did some research and I was able to acquire the Instructor's edition. Let me pull that off the shelf real quick. Here it is. Oops. So I was able to find the Instructor's edition, which really comes in handy because if you're trying to find an dictation book for ear training and stuff, and you don't have an answer key, or especially if you get something like this where it's just a workbook and your answers depend on a CD. Well, if it's a CD, you can figure it out by playing through the music, but if it's something like this that there is no CD, you're gonna have to find an answer key somewhere. And this here is literally the answer key for all of these. So, it is, I don't know, kind of fascinating. I picked this up, I think, last year. But, yeah. So, whether or not if I use it, I don't know. But this is the, Advanced Placement Music Theory Aural Skills book that I did study from. Very minimal, but nonetheless, I studied from it. Alright, next section. Plop that down. Now, in the theory textbook, they had recommended the 7th edition of the sight singing book and the ear training book. And again, I think these are all updated too. I have seen a couple like red copies where they're like revised or something. I don't know. But I got the blue copy. So this book, what is Complete Sight Singing? This is basically complete sight singing. It's just a bunch of musical examples that you read through. One of the neat things about this book is that they do have exercises like this one that are in the soprano, alto, and tenor clef. And I think they might use the mezzo clef in here too. But either way, they do use the middle C clef, which is phenomenal because those clefs, if you want to read like music of Bach or something, and you know you're studying their manuscript writing, those clefs are used, and if you don't know how to read them fluently, yeah, you can't read the music. As I've mentioned, I think it was in my theory music theory video about the clefs. The clef is the key that unlocks the staff. So if you don't know how to use the key, you're not going to be able to read the staff. So it's kind of neat that they do incorporate the C clefs in this book. Okay, so this book we did not study from, but I bought it just because extra material. Like I said, I mean, if I ever go back to teaching or something, I will have a lot of material to draw from. This book is ear training book. Basically, again, it's more or less a workbook. It did come, I think this came with a CD, but only like, I think it's the transcription exercises are on the CD. I'm not sure. But basically this is music where you have to write out examples. Like you hear something and you have to write it out. Let's see, what is this? Here's a section on rhythm. So, this is dictation. So the teacher plays something and you have to write down, or you have to indicate what the error is. So that's always fun. So again, this book, I was able to find an answer key. How you find the key? Where did it go? Oh no! Well, it was in here. I think somebody took my key. Yeah, my key isn't in here. That's not good. Uh-oh. My key is not in there. That's weird. I wonder, is it in the pile? Huh, nope. I don't know where my key is, but my key is gone. It's not on the shelf unless I didn't look hard enough. Let me look again. Maybe I was looking for a spiral bound and I need to find a comb binding. Let me check and see. Oh, here it is. Nope, never mind. Huh. Yeah, that is very odd. My key is gone. Oh. I had it on top of the upper shelf. I I had it on top of the upper shelf. So again, I don't know how I was able to find this, but somehow I found the instructor's dictation book. So these are all the answers for everything in this book. So, bam. So the neat thing, like if you were to find something like this, and you wanted to do like aural skills, you could basically like record the musical example, like I don't know, like record all of these and then like put them on like playlist, and then you could play them back and then write them down. I don't know. There are so many different dictation books out there. It's amazing. But this is one that was recommended in my music theory textbook, which is why I have it. So that is gonna be set down there. Now we're gonna move on to my university books, which not very exciting. Primarily this was the actual textbook we had to buy. And it basically is just a book of musical examples that you sight sing through or you read through. It's got like little preparatory stuff for some of the exercises and things, which I did not know until I was like, out of university, looking through this a little bit more carefully. But yeah. So then the other book that I bought, this I bought because it was actually written down as a note in my Aural Skills binder, which, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to grab that. Let me show you my Aural Skills binder real quick. Hold on. Oh, I gotta move these books. I don't know what these other books are. Huh. No. So just like my theory books, or all my theory notes were like for semester, Aural Skills is the same thing. I really wish they had this in black. Either way, this is all of my notes for Aural Skills. And again, I went through and I tabbed everything so that I could find things easier. But somewhere in my year 4 or semester 4, I had a note as to where the teacher or where the professor like had got her answer from, because she would give me the answer like the either a slip of paper or the book where the answer came from. And I think her copy was a different, I'm pretty sure her copy was a different edition. But I went looking through this book and I did find the examples that were used in this book. So that's kind of cool. But this is basically a book with music and rhythm training. I think there's like an online thing that you could access or find or something. I think you have to scan the code or something. I don't know. But either way, there's supposed to be more exercises online as usual. Everything is online. But this is one book. Again, I bought it primarily for reference material. But this is the primary. This is the primary book that we use. This book is the dictation book that goes with this book, I think. Let's see. This is the 5th edition. This is the 3rd edition, but it kind of has the same cover. You know, it kind of has the same cover, so I don't know. In fact, it does have the same cover. So I'm pretty sure these go together. I don't know why this book is more advanced than this book, but yeah. This book, unfortunately, I don't have the answer key for, so currently I cannot use this book at all because I don't have an answer key. If anyone has an answer key for this book, please send me like a note. I would like to purchase it. But those are basically all of the Aural Skills books that I have either studied from or that have been recommended in the various theory books. I do have the... Oh, that's right. Did we do that? No, we didn't. I got the musician's guide theory, not the theory book, but the Aural Skills and the Sightsinging book also, which those are like in a big old binder, but I have those, but we didn't use them. I basically bought them just for added reference material. And there's a section in the I think it's in the sight reading section where they actually break down the rhythms like really nicely. So there is like some benefit with having them, and I'm hoping when I get into like music reading with Braille that I'll be able to apply a lot of this stuff, because essentially that's what all this stuff here is. It's to teach you how to read music. And before you can like read actual music pieces, you have to learn how to read simple music things. So I've got all sorts of elementary music things that I'd probably work through before I work through any of these that I have on my lap, because all this stuff is pretty advanced. Even like the simple stuff, it's advanced. So that covers all the Aural Skills stuff that either I've studied through or that I have purchased through the textbooks that they were mentioned. Hey, pick up this book also for your ear training and sight singing books. So that covers that. I'm going to go through, I'm going to do my conducting books next. So if you want to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget, ring the notification bell for all notifications. I gotta find you to turn you off.